Another day, or whatever you want to call it. Another indulgence into the frog of wisdom. A quick intelligence stretch. And boy, what it is to be a conscientious being in a world full of mannequins, I guess you could say. That's what it feels like. It was always so common. I found that one of the top things that people would say to each other is, oh, you're too friendly, or, you know, you're a people pleaser, and you're too nice, and maybe you're a brown nose, or whatever it be. And it always affected me the most out of any other thing, because I found reason and purpose in being kind and friendly to every single person that I've met. Even people that did me wrong. Even people that made me think I was less. And being kind to them is kind of a way of showing that my love and what the universe has to offer, this divine energy, which I don't know what it is, I can't explain it, something untangible, unthinkable, but I can't deny that I feel it, because in situations where I should completely lose myself, it's like I find more strength. And I show that by being kind to everyone. And it's always looked down upon, especially in like workplaces and schools and relationships. And it's like everyone's become so possessive over their energy, and they're not willing to spread love and kindness and that eternal love, right? And if you can't allow yourself to forgive them for their differing views, maybe you resent women because you never had a mother, or maybe you resent men because you never had a father, and not allowing yourself to always be open and loving and break out of that cycle of porcupine energy, of cactus energy, you know, constantly guard up, you know, because a lot of the times people that didn't receive unconditional love become the ones that, right, you could say, turn into a villain, turn their backs. Everybody in the world turned their back on them. And maybe they just never had a person to sit there and show love into their heart, regardless of any bad decision that they've made, right? They can be saved. And it's not going to be some big monumental, we're all going to go up into the sky in huge lightning bolts and huge raptures. It's all like a mental state, right? Heaven's a mental state, hell's a mental state. And you think about all these impossibilities and these unknowings in the universe, and it takes a lot less to just accept help, to accept love. And because in your isolated energy, nobody can hurt you, nobody has any outside influence on what you are fermenting on your consciousness, and wanting to be a good person shouldn't receive hate in return. In a world where we don't know if anything truly exists, why would you spend 5 seconds throwing hate on another person? One, because you assume that it's going to give you more attention in the group that you're sitting around, or you see them making fun of someone, or you see them talking bad down, and you encourage that and you entertain that in order to give yourself social acceptance. Because it's not enough for you to accept yourself, in seeking external validation through social exceptions is how genocides happen, right? It's how dictators gain power, because one person is allowing control over thousands and millions of people in order to be socially accepted, right? To follow the norm. It's the herd and cattle mentality. And a lone sheep is more willing to get eaten by the wolves. But if the lone sheep ventures off, and it gives more sheep the idea that it doesn't have to be this way in the herd, more sheep will follow, right? And if more of them follow and they all gain a little sheep community that's not part of the sheeple, they're separate, the black sheep, if they gain a little community, eventually they can sustain themselves and overcome that herd mentality. The laws, stipulations, social media, any of these strong influences that tell you what you can and cannot do was all created by a person that was one day just like you, that didn't have a voice. They came up with this, they took their knowledge on it, and man's biggest power is knowledge. Man takes knowledge, his idea of what he thinks is knowledge, and places power on it. Right, so if I call this a TV, a television, now I have knowledge and I have now labeled this item. So now that I have mastered the knowledge of this item, I know what it is, I can see it, I can feel it, and I said the words outside of my mouth for it. If I see something foreign and I don't have the knowledge on it, now I'm not educated. But this was once nothing. This still is all nothing. Because a word has been placed on something and in your mind it makes sense, it does not mean it's the truth. There is no truth. There's perception, this depth of perception, this consciousness, and man throwing power and assuming that now they know above all else. Right, I'm gonna discredit you and hate you because you have a religion and I don't follow religion. That would be wrong with me. I'm gonna hate you and I'm gonna discredit you because you eat meat. That would be wrong of me. But it really is, there's no tangible knowledge. All of this is just perception, and each person perceives the world differently. No two people see the world the same, and you're taking generations of changed knowledge, created knowledge, math, science, language, all of it, and you aren't leaving room to open yourself up. This is what I read from a textbook, so this means that it's true. This is a law of science, so that must mean this is true. Man says that the sun is the center of the universe, that must mean it's true. I mean all of it. And you give yourself that knowledge and say, well, nobody can tell me I'm wrong. Because I know it. Because it is. That's what you were told that it is. And you will never know. There's no true knowing. So nobody on this entire planet has the right to judge another person. Not a single one. But all these sheeple have normalized it, right? You can't change your gender. If you love God, if you're an atheist, it could be down to simple things. Oh, you support having animals in the house. They could wake up tomorrow and tell us, oh, it is 100% fact that if you have a cat in your house, you're a witch. And thousands of people will believe it because the government told you. And their false idealization of power, and you now are following them. You are now judging people based on what they have said because it must be the truth. That's why when I have debates with people, I'm an avid debater. I absolutely love it. I will debate with you, and then when I have won my point of, I will change my mind and debate the other side, because that is the way I was raised by my father, and I pass it down to those around me because you like to ruffle some tail feathers if you really don't know, right? I can sit here and become a quantum physicist, and my entire reality of everything I know and all the work and knowledge and effort I put into it could be ruined in 1 second. We could be looking out at this reality, at these trees, at this sky, and we think it is what it is because of the knowledge that has been passed down, and I see that person and I see the way they treat me, that means they're a bad person, they're a good person. I see those dogs, that must mean that that dog has a family. And we insinuate and we label, we categorize, we push away, we accept. And you can wake up tomorrow and you could wake up on a gaming table with a virtual reality headset, and none of this even existed, and it was all something that you created in your mind, right? That's just what it breaks down to. So if you spend any time discrediting someone and not trying to understand, you're discrediting what it means to be human and what it really means to live in the unknown, and in a world where faith or education, it can give you a false idea of reality. And it's astonishing to me that someone can take a lot of hallucinogenics, LSD, mushrooms, and they can hallucinate something, and someone will tell them that what they have seen isn't valid and what they have seen isn't real. How do you know that your entire reality isn't a hallucination? It's stuff that, right, and no true zero exists, no matter exists, and we're sitting here in this empty space, in this physical state that I perceive myself to be physical. I can't but deny that there's not a single question that you can answer for me. I cannot deny that man will never find the truth, and the closer you get to the truth, the farther away you're gonna be. So, to the lady that didn't open the door for me in my apartment building when she's seeing me shivering in the cold with my dog, I don't know if it's arrogance, I don't know if it's a bad day, but perhaps your reality doesn't exist. So, if you knew anything, be kind, be grateful, be loving, don't be selfish. Be selfish because, it's easier to be alone, and it's easier to be selfish because, well, you're gonna get farther in life. If I pretend it's not there, then I will live happier, and I'll sit on my pedestal, and the world below me that is sad to think about, and it's all negativity, and I'm not gonna acknowledge it because I will live a happier life if I don't. You are the problem. Acknowledge all of it. Question all of it. Don't take what they tell you and that is now your sound reality. Explore your reality for yourself. This is your reality. You have control over this reality. Don't allow yourself to be belittled. Why was most of this in an accent? I don't know, but don't allow yourself to be belittled or unvalidated on anything. Don't allow anyone to make you feel like if you're too nice to people that it means that they can't trust you, and call nonsense on all of it. Be yourself, be your weird self. This could all disappear tomorrow. Don't hyperfixate on anything because none of it is sound, none of it is complete. Be fluid, follow fluidity, and follow through with your reality. Make your reality what you want it to be. Thank you. And that's from B. And I have food poisoning right now, and I'm sick, and I'm never eating sushi again. So whoever told me that it's okay to eat raw fish, now I don't believe you. See, that's me testing my own reality for myself. You can Google it and you can find 10 different answers. Find it for yourself. For me, it's a no. I'm sitting here with a migraine and soaking my feet in mustard water. So thank you. Bye.